to train today's workforce. We also have to prepare tomorrow's workforce by guaranteeing every child access to a world-class education.
Obama's promise sounds wonderful, and judging from past studies on pre-K education programs like the Perry Preschool program, pre-K education would help us all. These studies indicate that pre-K education improves children's scores in reading, math, and language. Furthermore, these studies have illustrated that pre-K education decreases crime rates as well as teen pregnancy rates. As wonderful as all of these benefits sound, we have to ask ourselves, how much are we willing to pay to get these benefits? And we also have to ask, how long do these benefits last? I am here today to reveal the truth about universal pre-K.
The Perry Preschool program, one of the most renowned in the nation, spends about $20,000 annually per child. The question is whether or not the benefits of this program outweigh the high costs.
The costs of this program far outweigh the benefits. In addition to the $20,000 spent per child annually, there's also cost to train teachers like me. With 4 teachers for every 20 students, that's a lot of time and money. While I've enjoyed working for the Perry Preschool program, it is far too costly and unsustainable to implement on a national level.
Let's hear from Cece Applebaum, a local second grader who will tell us about her experience with pre-K.
In preschool, I learned to count, sing, and share with my friends. But a lot of my other friends who didn't go to preschool learned the same thing from their parents at home.
But what happens to these benefits over time?
Studies about early education programs funded by local, state, and federal government demonstrate that regardless of income, children gain little, if anything, from going to preschool. Also, small gains in math, reading, and language skills fade out by the 3rd grade.
Aside from the high costs, pre-K still creates distributional issues. All members of society would be paying for the pre-K programs, but not everyone would be using or benefiting from these programs. For example, some parents, like Corey Krupp here, are upset that they would still have to help fund the universal pre-K programs, even though they send their children to other private schools.
As a mother of 3, education is a top priority. I send my children to the best private preschool in the county and spend over $45,000 on preschool alone. I have my hands full paying for my own child's education. Why should I have to pay for everyone else's? This policy is not a Pareto improvement because it makes parents like me worse off. We are spending money and gaining little in return. I want my tax money to go to things that will benefit my family directly. Redistribution of wealth may improve equity, but it will potentially shrink the economic pie and create distortions elsewhere. It is unlikely that the benefits of universal preschool will compensate for these economic costs and distortions.
So, should we really spend money on these high-cost pre-K programs when we could channel the same funds into other programs that could potentially produce greater social benefits? Let's see what government agent Puneet Siraj Martinez has to say about this.
We would be spending billions of dollars on a program whose benefits just won't last. This is a ridiculous and inefficient way to spend the federal budget. Our national debt and deficit is at an all-time high. We don't have money to just throw around. We could better spend this funding on important programs like research at National Institutes of Health or strengthening our national defense.
So, in just a few brief moments, we've talked to several people who have showed us that clearly the benefits of universal pre-K are just not worth the high cost it would take to implement such a program. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Economic Endeavors, and I hope to see you again next time.